Hey everybody, I'm JJ. You're watching Reality Survival, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this HCALORY diesel heater. Now, they contacted me and they asked me if I would like to do a review on this, and I had never messed with a diesel heater before, and so I was like, yeah, I'd like to kind of learn about how they work and all that kind of stuff, so I'll do a little review for you because it'll be good for me to kind of learn on. So, basically, what these things are for is for like RVing, or I guess you could even use it in like a wall tent or an overlanding situation, like in a van or something, or even a bug out property, like a little bug out shed or something like that. So what this is a little diesel burner. So here's a diesel tank right here. And then you've got a burner in here. So this is your air inlet side right here. It goes into a combustion chamber, and then you have the exhaust fumes that come out this, and that's a little muffler. And then you have the heat that comes out of here, and it blows heat just like in a car. Now, the obvious issue that you have is because this is an internal combustion situation, you have to make sure that you route the exhaust pipe outdoors. So before I start this, I'll raise my door up here and make sure that we're not going to get carbon monoxide poisoning. But I just kind of wanted to show you everything first. And, you know, these things are built in a portable way. As you can see, this thing is kind of built around the platform of almost like a Pelican case kind of thing. And so you can close this door up here, and you can kind of take the hose clamps off of the ends and carry it, you know, like a toolbox or something. And so it does have some portability to it. But they're also made where they can be kind of installed in place. And so that's what some of these things here are for. This is kind of like the register vent. You've got some expandable, I think it's 3-inch expandable tubing here. And same thing on the intake side, because you want the intake, the fresh air, in a separate place from where the exhaust is being, output and all that kind of thing. Got some different brackets here for you just for mounting the exhaust, because that exhaust pipe gets very, very hot. As you notice, I'm doing this on top of a metal like shelf, because this plastic would probably melt. You don't want to have this mounted anywhere near anything that's combustible or anything like that, because this thing gets really hot. And as a matter of fact, what I would recommend is getting some of that fire retardant wool that is used to go around like pellet stove vents. It's like a white wool. I showed you in one of my videos. It's like 1 inch thick, and you could basically hose clamp that all the way around that, and that would do a whole lot to really improve your fire safety on using these things. But anyway, this thing will run, if I remember correctly, for about 24 hours. You get about 24 hours of heat out of it. And it does have a little remote control keychain for starting and stopping, increasing and decreasing temperature. And then you also have the controller here. And we also, try to throw a screenshot in here. We also have a Bluetooth app that you can download on either your Android or your iOS devices as well. Now, this one can be hooked into 120 with our power cord here. That's how we're running it today. But it basically takes 13 volts. So you can wire it. Let's see, it says here that you can wire it to 12 or 24. And it's got to be a 15 amp circuit, up to 15 amp circuit, because the ignition portion of this takes some amperage. That's a good overview of all the stuff that comes with it. This is going to actually be next month's prize for the paid subscribers over on Substack. So I want to say that it retails around 300. I don't remember for sure. You can check them on Amazon. I'll put a link down in the description below. But if you guys want to get signed up on the Substack, you can do that and potentially get in on winning this thing. Kind of a cool little deal. So we'll see how it runs and all that, and we'll get going with that here in just a second. All I did to get this started was I went ahead and filled up the gas tank. Or I didn't fill it, but I just put some fuel in it. And it does come with, I forgot to mention, it does come with a little filter as well. So that's kind of cool. You do got to kind of pour it slow when you go in. You don't want to pour it too fast. And it's also important to know that this is vented. So you want to make sure that you keep it upright. Okay, all I did to start this was hit the power button here. I loaded up the app and hit the heating button. And as you can hear, it's starting. It's been running for about 2 minutes. I got some wind here. I don't know if you can hear that. And it takes a few minutes to get going, is what the instruction says. So you got to give it some time, let it kind of warm up, get going. I'm just starting to feel, I don't know if you can see that, got a little smoke coming out. Just starting to feel some heat coming out of the exhaust. So I'll get you back once we get going more. Okay, so we got this thing going here. It's starting to put out some pretty good heat. If I show you muffler, it's already up to 75. Right there at the exhaust, 170, 180 already. And then in here in the combustion chamber, it looks like we're already up to 280. So it builds up heat pretty quick, and you can feel right here, it feels like a hair dryer basically. Actually a little hotter than a hair dryer. It's hot. It's putting out a lot of heat. I'm not sure how well it's reading it because it's so reflective, but get this one from the side, we get 145. About 320. Now I'm on setting 5, so let's turn it up and see what that does. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's maxed out, so we'll see what the temperatures go to now. It's about 100 there. Yep. 200 or so there. Getting close. 180. Okay. So not too bad. It really hasn't increased all that much. Looks like it just kind of turned the fan a little bit up a little bit. The temperature really didn't seem to change all that much. Let's turn her down on H1. See what happens with that. Okay, so it's been a few minutes. Let's take a look at the temperatures here. Yeah, it's dropped down quite a bit. 85 there. Let's see here. Yep, 124. And 250 there. So really dropped quite a bit on the temperatures there when you put it all the way on low. And I'll tell you, just from feeling it, even on low, it's a lot quieter, and it's still putting out really hot air. I mean, I guarantee you, if you were putting this in any kind of an RV or any kind of a bug out building or a wall tent or something, you ain't gonna have to run it very long, and you're gonna get heated out. They put out a ton of heat. So pretty cool little device. Definitely cool for any kind of an alternative situation where you need to produce your own heat with, not having a very big footprint. And 5 gallons of gas in one of these, oh Jesus, it'd probably last you 2 months. I mean, probably longer than that if you're just using it when you're sleeping. I don't really even know how long it would last. It would last a long time. The ease of use is really pretty easy. I mean, you don't even necessarily have to put this pipe on here for the intake, as long as your exhaust is exhausted out someplace else. You don't have to put the, that on there. I think the exhaust piece is the only real important piece to put on and make sure that you get, vented outside. The quality of construction is, I would say, a little better than average, but this is not a Pelican case quality type setup. It is, it's less quality than that, but it is heavy duty enough that I don't think that it's going to have any problems with being packed up and moved around and all that kind of thing. The one thing you might think about is you might want to do like they did on shipping and ship this, if you want to keep this on here, put a zip tie around that to hold it in place. That probably would be smart. As far as what it is itself, I mean, the Bluetooth app on your phone makes it really easy. The screen is easy to read. The remote control is easy. The Bluetooth synced up immediately. It didn't have any trouble finding it and stuff. With a lot of these apps, you have a hard time finding them. This didn't have that at all. So, pretty cool overall. Now, one thing, when you do go shut this down, you want to, I'll go ahead and turn it off. When you shut these down, you want to let it run for, 5 or 10 minutes and go through its whole cycle. You don't want to just shut it off without letting it blow. Okay, so yeah, I did do it right. You just hit the off button and it goes through a process that takes several minutes, is what the app says. So it's going to go through a process where it blows some air through the combustion chamber to make sure that it is venting all that heat, and it doesn't just store up the heat in here and cause, some kind of damage or anything within the box. So yeah, it's still blowing out some air just kind of softly. Kind of like maybe 0.5 speed or something. If you guys think these are cool, let me know what your thoughts are if you've used them down in the comments below. I'll also put an Amazon link down there so you guys can check that out. They seem like a cool thing. And again, this is going to be the giveaway for our next month's Substack winners. So if you want to get signed up to get this unit, then go over to realitysurvival.substack.com, get signed up as a paid subscriber, put your name on the post that you see this picture of. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Let me know what you think in the comments below.